On this week's Silver Screen Report, we're taking a look at campus safety, heading to India for a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and preparing to send the football team off for yet another state championship.
Good afternoon, Dutch Fork. Today is Friday, December 1st, and your Silver Screen Report starts now.
While the safety of students and staff at school is top priority for both resource officers and administrators, that priority was recently put to the test when a student was arrested for having a gun on campus. Todd Whittington takes a look at the measures Dutch Fork takes to ensure campus safety.
In light of recent events, school safety has become a hot topic. For visitors, the only way in is through the front office. But the problem with such a large campus is that some doors remain unlocked for students from the Cate Center.
You know, people think that this is a school that's just, laid in the middle of the country. And of course, we're a growing community in the Ballantyne Dutch Fork area. But to say the least, this school is pretty vulnerable. It's an open campus. It's completely parallel to Old Tama, so everyone has access who's driving or walking on Old Tama. And so from that perspective, one would maybe recommend or request some sort of security walls or some sort of presence to alleviate that sort of openness.
We have a campus that's very large. We work very hard to keep it secure, but there's still, it's an easy target. I don't mean to be pessimistic in that, but I'm trying to communicate it is a real fear.
If you violate the district's weapon policy, you may go from here to here. Weapons violations are punishable by more than just the district.
It just doesn't stop at the school. So I would advise you to just be mindful, be thoughtful. Obviously, we want to keep everybody safe, but making simple errors and simple mistakes like that in judgment could have a lasting impact on you.
The problem is clear, and solutions for school safety are still up for discussion.
I'm a fan of metal detectors. And I'm not talking about just necessarily coming to school, having to go through a metal detector, but I'm talking about our sporting events, the football games. I would like to see, more security in that regard as to what people are bringing into the stadium, because at this point, we don't have those measures in place.
From a security standpoint, I know there's been conversation about potential metal detectors in a sense. You want to be careful with that sort of conversation because we want to continue with the environment that we already have here at Dutch Fork, that we're conducive to learning.
It's ironic because it makes people feel that it makes people think, oh no, I'm not safe because of the metal detectors, and it's just the opposite. It's like we're taking the steps necessary to keep you safe, but they're worried about the appearance that it gives.
This has been Todd Whittington with your Silver Screen Report.
For this week's Kids in the Hall, we asked students what measures Dutch Fork can take to keep our campus safe.
Putting more awareness out there about what not to bring to school and everything. Like, they can't just put metal detectors at the doors, because that would unnerve students, and that would make them feel that they are not trusted.
Well, I don't think it should be take it to the max where we have to have metal detectors or we have to be checked every day, but I feel like now and then we should be everybody should be checked, or we should do drills and stuff like that, maybe to be more protected and stuff like that. Maybe metal detectors are probably more important so that we can be safer, because this is supposed to be safe. People are supposed to be safe at the schools.
I think students can help in as far as awareness and unnerving things that they note or see. And I think the resource officers are doing pretty well. So I mean, as far as guns and stuff, I feel like it's more of a people thing and how we respond to it, and not just, the security at the front of the school or something like that.
Probably metal detectors, just like more security around the campus. I don't know about clear book bags or anything. That'd be like too much because I don't want everybody to have the same book bag, but like metal detectors would probably help a lot.
Recycling is an important concept to both Dutch Fork and the environment. Katie Rojas takes a look at the positive impact of recycling.
Teachers and students are encouraged to be mindful where trash is thrown.
The main one is to keep recycling out of the landfill, but also we only have a limited number of resources, and it's nice to be able to reuse them instead of just trying to find them from somewhere else.
We want to make sure that we don't litter the community. We're a green type of environment, so we want to make sure that we're recycling everything we can. We recycle paper, cardboard, and bottles.
Recycling is simple, yet can cause a sizable difference.
Landfills fill up. You go look at New York, and they take barges out and have to find places to put them. And once again, we've wasted a lot of resources that we already had.
If you don't recycle, then there's going to be a lot of buildup in landfills.
Teachers and students are encouraged to be mindful where trash is thrown.
And everything goes to the garbage, and in that way, we're not able to protect the environment and things of that nature. Everybody wants to recycle now because we're clogging up our rivers, our lakes, and things like that.
Usually I take like any cardboard box and I'll just kind of like throw it in the recycling bin, and I mostly just recycle like.
We have a company called ARDS that takes all our recycling mixed, and they send it to Sunoco, and Sunoco has machines that can actually do the sorting for us.
This has been Katie Rojas with your Silver Screen Report.
So Maddie, you just returned home from the trip of a lifetime. Where'd you go?
Yeah, I had the chance to go to India for 10 days working with Habitat for Humanity. Here's a look at my experience. Brick by brick, Habitat's volunteers and I worked building a house from the ground floor.
I think Habitat, our ministry is all about last mile connectivity. So we want to identify needy communities who can't be reached by anyone else. So we want to reach out those who have been unreached and help them to build their homes. So right here, right in this village, we are now trying to help 2 families to build their homes.
So I think sanitation is important, but sensitizing our rural people, our tribal people, to understand the value of their life, to understand the value of their homes is so important, because India is a 3-tier system. So if our root and grassroots level is not going to progress, and we're just going to have the urban and the metropolitan cities progressing, that's not really progress.
Connecting with people through work brought different cultures together.
We are connecting communities and the community children with the volunteers to get to know each other, get to know the stories of each other, so that it is more effective than just building and going.
Not only bring hope, energy to the community, but also it motivates others, Indians. So that we're getting people from US and Canada to come and help us. So that motivates our own people.
Every volunteer and donation helps make a positive impact on the community.
So I'm hoping that we, all of us together, create more, harness more, spread love and spread smiles, and of course they get a home where they are at peace.
Habitat is the right organization. Reach out to us. We work in so many countries around the world, and there's so much need. So I think you have a role to play. Reach out, join hands with us so that we can make a difference.
If you're interested in volunteering around the world, check out the Habitat for Humanity website for more information. This has been Maddie McCormick with your Silver Screen Report. There's a new Ultimate Frisbee Club at Dutch Fork High School. Max Franks has the scoop.
A few weeks ago, foxes flicked and flipped their way together, forming the new Ultimate Frisbee Club at Dutch Fork High School.
Well, we always had a passion for Ultimate Frisbee, as you can tell, because our cross-country team had a team, and we've been doing it all summer. It's good bonding, and we decided to make a club to introduce it to the whole school.
Well, we used to play Ultimate Frisbee with a lot of my friends out in Dutch Fork and other schools too. And that's the friends that other schools I used to play with, and they say they want to get together and play some games against Dutch Fork. And also get other people involved in the sports to make it a little more popular, and so teach people how to throw and get involved.
I think that a lot of the cross-country members play Ultimate in their spare time, and I think we want to do it more often, so we just made the club.
Being involved in Fox's Ultimate does not consist of merely tossing a frisbee around. Members say that there are many other things that go into practice.
I help out people who don't know the rules of the game, or if I see anyone available, I pass the frisbee to them so that they don't feel left out.
First we got to practice and see where everyone's at, and then I coordinate with other schools to see if they have a team or not, and if they don't, I just encourage them to make a club. And we have a bunch of schools already joined. We have competitions Saturday or Sunday, whenever everyone's free.
We just toss around the frisbee for probably 15-20 minutes, and then we might play a game.
Players reveal the reason why they joined the club.
Ever since I joined high school, my brother was already in high school, and so he liked playing Ultimate Frisbee, and then I tagged along and I ended up loving it.
It's just a lot of teamwork, it's a lot of communication, it's a lot of skill developing, a lot of strategy. It's not just athleticism, it's a lot of learning how to play and learning how to do the different maneuvers and strategy.
I enjoy playing with my teammates, and I just enjoy the game.
Members of the club meet in the senior cafeteria every Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m. for practices. Everyone is welcome. This has been Max Franks with your Silver Screen Report.
The SAT word of the week is euphoric, an adjective meaning elated or uplifted.
For the 5th time since varsity football coach Tom Knotts began his tenure at Dutch Fork, the Silver Foxes will play the state championship. Solomon Dix tackles the story.
After the loss of the second game of the season, the football team has taken steps to become better mentally and physically for the game on Saturday.
It was terrible losing the second game to Fort Dorchester. We fully expected to win the game, but then when we lost, it shook our confidence. It shook our faith in what we were doing. We had to make some changes, and fortunately for the guys, the seniors were great leaders, and they started stepping up, and I think we started playing like we thought we could play all year.
We just had to get back to work and start from the beginning and push harder because we knew we had to be better this year.
Turned up the intensity for sure. A lot of people have been doubting us, saying that we wasn't the same like we was last year, considering that we lost a lot of people. But we just the same, we turned up intensity in practice and we getting the job done.
The football team is getting prepared for the state game.
So it is the state championship. It's it's a bigger reward at the end, but it's still just another game. But I think the guys will rally knowing it's the state championship.
Well, we always scout the team before we play it, so we look at their flaws and what we can do and expose their weaknesses.
Mentally, just watching a lot of film and preparing for what they do, and then physically just going hard at practice, just getting yourself in the right position in every play.
The coach and the team expects the best of themselves for the state game.
I expect that we do everything the coaches tell us to do, all our practices and everything, watch film, and make sure we put all that into effect on the field.
I expect everybody to do their job and everybody to be accountable for their mistakes and do their best.
I expect, we've been getting better every game. I think we played our best game against Fort D. I think we'll take one more step forward against a good Dorman team. I think we're peaking right now. I think we'll play our best game.
State championship tickets are on sale until 3 o'clock today. Tickets are $10. The game is tomorrow at noon. The gates open at 11. This has been Solomon Dix with your Silver Screen Report.
And now for some announcements. Want to see 2 administrators engage in a karaoke battle at lunch? Then donate non-perishable food items to the boxes in the Commons between now and next Friday. The fall dance concert will be tonight and tomorrow night at 6 p.m. in the auditorium. Tickets are $5 at the door and are free for Dutch Fork faculty and staff. The string orchestral program will host a winter symphony next Thursday at 6 p.m. in the auditorium. Now here's Maddie with more.
Thanks, Mia. The National Honor Society will hold a meeting for new members next Wednesday morning at 8:30 a.m. in the Media Center. See Jessica Thur in room 254 for more information. Don't forget to pick up your football state championship tickets before 3 p.m. today in the business office. Tickets are $10, cash and checks are accepted. Thanks for watching. We'll see you here in the stadium for the pep rally next block and at the Williams-Brice Stadium tomorrow at noon.
So Maddie, you just returned home from the trip of a lifetime. So Maddie, you just turned...
Yeah, I went to India. It was great.
I wouldn't say that poker has given you a wild side. I'm telling you.